So, it appears as if Justin Bieber recently just dropped two new singles, Lonely and Holy, featuring Chance the Rapper, and I wanted to get into both of them singles and his upcoming album that's coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm guessing it's coming out soon. Chance and Justin, they recently was just on some kind of live or whatever, and they're actually talking about his new album, and Chance compared it to Off the Wall by Michael Jackson. What?
This album is really some of the best music I've made. Would you agree?
I would say this is no cap at all. I said this to you in Chicago.
Damn.
It's some of the best music I've ever heard, period. It reminds me of when Michael Jackson made Off the Wall. Everybody that's listening, I am merching it right now. I promise you, it is literally groundbreaking music. Like,
okay, let's move on.
I don't understand what that was about. But anyway, we're going to get into that Gigiana later. Let's get into these two songs. Now, let's start with Holy. Chance was I didn't really... It's a cute song. It's not bad at all. I do enjoy the gospel elements. It was giving me, church song, ending of the movie, roll the credits. It was giving me, gospel choir. There was definitely some gospel choirs in the background as well. The Chance feature was okay. He had this flow, and his voice kind of irritated me. He sounded like some kind of Pokemon. But other than that, it was okay. It was a cute song. I enjoyed it. But it kind of got overshadowed by the bop, the amazing ballad that was Lonely. Lonely was giving substance. It was giving self-reflection. It was giving one of the best songs this year. It was giving amazing vocals, fantastic vocals. It was giving it all. Pianos, the ballads. It was everything. This reminded me of kind of like folklore Taylor Swift, like that self-reflection. Actually, never mind. It kind of gave me the... Never mind. That was kind of a really bad comparison, because folklore was kind of like this romance and this love, but Lonely was actually a lot of self-reflection. But that's the comparison, because even though folklore was love, there was a lot of self-reflection and a lot of self-growth, and that's what I'm getting at with Lonely. Lonely was everything. This song is so beautiful. He talks about all the public scrutiny that he went through when he was growing up, and Ari said it best.
People and about society, it's like, shut up. Like, shut up.
Yeah, that's right.
He can do whatever he wants. He's doing the same thing as every other boy in the world right now. He's just under a microscope, and he's being scrutinized by people who don't know him. I know him, and he's a good person. He really is. He's a nice person. And everybody's like, ugh, never mind. But he's a good guy, and he doesn't deserve what he's going through.
Everything he did as a kid, all through, he did some questionable stuff. I do say that. I mean, I will agree with that, and it was wrong. But he was a kid and literally had the world at his fingertips, and didn't deserve like that level of hate at all. Like the amount of stuff that people were acting like he was some kind of terrorist or something. Like, yes, with what he was doing, he was kind of like, a bit of an asshole. But there's a lot of kids that I grew up around. I remember like growing up, like people were like, oh my god, you heard what he did, egging houses, and I'm just like, that is terrible. It's very, very terrible, and that's just not okay at all. But the way people were like making it out to seem, I do understand that you could argue that he's on his public platform or whatever, and he should do better. He should know better. He's on his public platform. People are looking at him. Like, where's his parents? And I do understand that. But the amount of hate was just unnecessary. At the end of the day, he's still a human just like everyone else. He was growing up and he was in his teen phase like everyone else, and you do stupid stuff when you're growing up, and some people were doing much, much worse things. Much worse things. But he was just a kid under a microscope, and I'm not trying to justify what he was doing, but I am trying to justify the amount of hate that he was getting. It was definitely necessary. But aside from all that, back to this bop, this hit. This amazing song. I definitely recommend you listen to Lonely by Justin Bieber. It is amazing. Prior to the song, when I heard Chance the Rapper, he was like, he said that his next album was off the wall Michael Jackson type of stuff. Child, what? I don't understand that. Anyway, we're gonna get to that very soon. I'll get into what his album, whatever's going on with that situation. I just want to get into my final thoughts about Lonely. Amazing. Lonely was, you hear the story about his pain and these vocals. They were outstanding. The chorus, he sounds like he's yodeling. But other than that, this song's amazing. Just one of the best. This is a really, really good song. It definitely gave me like Purpose vibes. It was everything. an absolute bop. Lonely, I'm very intrigued to what the rest of this album is going to sound like. Now, okay, let's get into the Justin Bieber and Chance thing. You know, they were on some live talking about, they were discussing how amazing his album is, and they were comparing it to Off the Wall, which is a tall order, especially after the redundant album that was ironically titled Changes. Changes, I do think that it got a lot of bad rep, but I think that, you know, if you're a big musical powerhouse like Justin Bieber, you know, one of the biggest names in music, you take a 5-year break from music after the album that was Purpose, a very, very decent album. You know, a lot of people, you know, declare that, like, you know, like, one of Justin Bieber's, like, best albums. So, you come off your best album 5 years later, and then the first thing you do is say, yummy, 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 yummy. Yeah, that was not the gig. I definitely understand. Like, it wasn't, Yami was a bop. It's just that 5 years later, this is what you have. Like, what? Like, I'm expecting, like, 5 years is a very long time. And this is what you came back with. Like, that album was just very underwhelming. It wasn't bad, you know. Justin Bieber, he was happy, he was in love, he was married, you know. The album it wasn't bad. It just lacked a lot of substance. There was a lot of just redundance kind of going on there. There could have been some songs taken off of that. I actually don't have an album review about that. I could do it if you guys want me to, but yeah, that album was just it just lacked substance. It lacked personality. It was just a lot of, like, you know, I'm married, I'm happy, I love my wife, the end. And it was just that 40 minutes, just plus 40 minutes. But there's some hidden gems there. There's a lot of, like, you know, vocal moments there. It's not a bad album. It is not a bad album at all. It's not a bad album. It's just not his best work. And the reason why I got so much hate was because of the fact that it just was just so long with people going out with it was just so long without Justin Bieber music, and that's what you came up with 5 years later? Yeah, no. Other than that, I was first annoyed by the comparison that he made. I wish people would leave Michael's legacy alone. You know, Michael's definitely in a league of his own. But after the bop that was Lonely, I am very intrigued to see what this new album has to offer. He seems to have definitely listened to all the criticism from his last album, Changes, because this song alone has more personality, soul, and changes than the whole damn album itself. You see, like, how much he's how much he's, like, really like, matured in his self-reflection from where he was years ago. He feels like I feel like he's also musically distancing himself from Changes, which is amazing. This song gave me Purpose vibes. I love it. I can't wait to see what he has from this album. Oh, this ballad was amazing. Like, if there's songs like this on this album of the year, that'll be everything. Yes, I definitely really, really enjoyed this. I can't wait to see what he has next in store. I think I kind of did Holy dirty, but I just didn't like it in Chance Child. He does an animated thing with, like, his voice sometimes, and it just kind of annoys me. So yeah, that's my video. Please like, subscribe. When Justin Bieber album comes out, I'm definitely gonna be doing an album review about that. What? Child, so definitely stay tuned for that. And, you know, if you want to, you know, learn more about any music or music discussions, my thoughts about anything else music-wise, you just let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts about these songs? Do you like them? Didn't like them? I don't know. But, you know, this is Roman, Yikes Roman, signing out. I'm out.